This week, a Brooklyn rapper turns himself in to begin serving a 5-year prison sentence. And an MTA worker is stabbed in the neck. Plus,
saw the other girl, and just horrible.
2 teenage girls are killed in a shocking hit and run. Right now, Fox 5's Crime in the City. For our first story this week, we begin in Brooklyn Supreme Court. That's where drill rap pioneer Sheff G surrendered to authorities to begin serving a 5-year prison sentence on a gang conspiracy plea deal.
Well, he has been called both a founding father of Brooklyn drill music and also a gangland godfather. Brooklyn rapper Sheff G turned himself in for a 5-year prison sentence today, and only Arlisa Evers was inside of the courtroom to watch this all go down. She's now outside of the courthouse in Brooklyn right now with this Fox 5 exclusive. Lisa.
Well, Bianca, it was an emotional morning for the family, friends, supporters, and fans of multi-platinum rapper Sheff G this morning here at Brooklyn State Supreme Court. Our Fox 5 camera was the only one on hand outside and both inside the courtroom as Sheff G turned himself in to face the consequences of a gang conspiracy conviction. Now, this morning, Michael Williams, better known as the wildly popular drill and sexy drill rapper Sheff G, was surrounded by his devoted girlfriend, family, and his supporters as he walked into Brooklyn State Supreme Court to surrender and begin a 5-year prison term. Inside the packed courtroom, Supreme Court Justice Danny Chun explained that Sheff G had pleaded guilty to attempted murder and conspiracy in one of Brooklyn's biggest gang conspiracy cases, but that he was never a trigger puller himself. The judge noted, for the record, that the rapper and former gang leader had complied with all court regulations during his nearly 18 months on parole, had been productive, and built his career. I caught up with him a few minutes before he went inside, and here's what he told me.
This is the last word for the kids. Your big message for the kids from this summer.
For this summer, stay safe, be safe, play safe, and do everything that you dream about. Win a circle.
Okay.
Now, since he's after the hearing, I spoke with his attorney, Arthur Idala, who said that even though no one would want a 5-year prison term if they could avoid it, it could have been much, much worse, and that with the counts that he pleaded guilty to, he could have been facing decades behind bars. As for tonight, as for what's next for Sheff G, tonight he'll be spending the time in Rikers Island. He may be there for several weeks, and Idala says that after that he'll be transferred to an upstate prison, but they don't know which prison that will be yet.
We now head to Lower Manhattan, where immigration and customs enforcement agents allegedly assaulted multiple journalists inside 26 Federal Plaza, with one having to be taken out on a stretcher, according to eyewitnesses.
And a first-hand account tonight from a journalist who says he was shoved by an ICE agent inside Federal Plaza. Fox 5 spoke with AM New York's Police Bureau Chief Dean Moses, who was in the middle of it all. He says he was documenting ICE agents interacting with a woman who just got out of immigration court. He tells us when he followed them into the elevator, ICE agents grabbed him, pulled and pushed him. The chaos then moved out into the hallway with another journalist ending up on the ground needing medical attention.
But they seemed to be looking at her, so we just took notice and we followed her, and she was unaccosted, went to the elevator. She pressed the button on the elevator, went to go down to a lower floor on the elevator to leave the building, and just after she got inside, a couple of ICE agents just quickly hopped in. So that was very strange, because usually they announce that they're detaining somebody. So being in the public elevator, I tried to go inside, and I was instantly grabbed and yelled at to get out, and then all chaos ensued, and a couple of photographers were assaulted. One gentleman was pushed to the floor, severely injured.
DHS releasing this statement, reading in part, quote, officers repeatedly told the crowd of agitators and journalists to get back, move, and get out of the elevator. Rioters and sanctuary politicians who encourage individuals to interfere with arrests are actively creating hostile environments. And Governor Hochul also reacting, writing on X, masked ICE agents shoved and injured journalists today at Federal Plaza. One reporter left on a stretcher. This abuse of law-abiding immigrants and the reporters telling their stories must end.
Down in Crown Heights, an MTA worker was stabbed in the neck while on the subway tracks inside the Nostrand Avenue station.
Let's talk about an MTA worker has been stabbed in Brooklyn, and it happened just after 10:30 last night at the Nostrand Avenue Eastern Parkway 3 train station. Police say the victim, 64 years old, was stabbed once in the neck on the tunnel tracks before the suspect got away. He was brought to the hospital in stable condition. No arrests have been made as of right now.
And finally, we now leave the city and head to Cranford, New Jersey. That's where two teenage girls, both 17 years old, were struck and killed while riding their bikes.
Hundreds of community members in Cranford, New Jersey gathered to honor the memory of two teen girls hit and killed by a driver. The suspect is in custody tonight, but police are offering a $10,000 cash reward for video of the incident. Fox 8's Arthur Gian has the urgent message from authorities.
A mother's gut-wrenching wails could be heard from down the block on Burnside Avenue as family, friends, and neighbors of two 17-year-old girls who were mowed down gathered Tuesday night to process their pain and loss. Over 500 people showed up, exchanging long hugs at a growing makeshift memorial, the only comforts available to them. A glaring injustice for what they say was a deliberate hit and run that took the lives of their two innocent girls.
I had only seen one girl, and then I walked down the street a little bit and I saw the other girl, and just horrible.
On Monday at 5:30 in the afternoon, the driver of a black Jeep Compass SUV allegedly mowed down the two 17-year-old girls who were on bikes, the force sending them flying over 100 feet down the road. The driver took off. Residents tell us the bike stuck underneath might have disabled the SUV about half a mile down the road, where they say the driver was arrested. Then came word the driver, also a 17-year-old, knew one of the victims and had been, in their words, stalking her for months.
He's been parked out front of her house. Online, in
following
school.
Her.
Yeah.
It was, the school was notified, the police were notified, like for 3 months now.
And nothing happened?
No.
He was never stopped?
No.
Maria and Isabel are the names on the memorial, the mayor posting that they were students at Cranford High School until this. Others tell us the driver is related to the police chief of a neighboring town and had been repeatedly appearing at the victim's home prior to this. The Union County Prosecutor's Office is now in charge of this investigation. And 24 hours after the deadly crash, they had yet to release any information on the driver, but they are asking anybody with surveillance video of the 2021 Jeep Compass SUV that he was driving on Monday to contact them. For now, all that can be done on this block is to find comfort with one another as they ask why the teenage girl's pleas for help was apparently not taken seriously enough.
That's this week's Crime in the City. Subscribe for more at youtube.com/Fox5NY.